We have some more news to talk about today regarding Rodgers and the board, as we have inside scoop on why he might be getting forced out the club. Not only that, we will also go over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. The Green Brigade have released their own statement following Wednesday night's fan consultation meeting, offering a clear outline of what supporters can expect in the weeks ahead. The meeting, chaired by Eddie Toner of the Celtic Trust and attended by fan groups, CSC representatives and fan media, including Celtsair here, drew significant attention. Over 38,000 supporters had responded to a fan action survey in the days leading up to the event, with overwhelming majorities backing drastic steps to force change at Celtic Park. In their statement, the Green Brigade acknowledged the no confidence votes against the current leadership, CEO Michael Nicholson, CFO Chris McKay and Chairman Peter Lawwell, and confirmed that supporters want a strategic and escalatory campaign against the board. They also reiterated the demand for a democratic fan body that could properly represent supporters at a structural level. The group underlined that the first coordinated action will be a delayed entry protest at Rugby Park this Sunday when Celtic face Kilmarnock. Fans are being asked to enter the ground after the opening 10 minutes in order to visualise and vocalise their discontent before giving full backing to Brendan Rodgers and his players for the remainder of the match. Beyond Sunday, the statement made clear this is just the start. A steering group of volunteers is being assembled to drive the movement forward with a focus on unity and escalation. The Green Brigade also emphasised that while there will inevitably be debate over tactics, the most crucial factor is maintaining broad fan support and momentum. The message reflects what was evident during the meeting itself. While there were differences of opinion over certain actions, there is no doubt about the strength of feeling against the current Celtic board. Dermot Desmond may remain in the background, but supporters have Lawwell, Nicholson and McKay firmly in their sights. The Green Brigade closed their statement by thanking all who have participated in the process so far, making it clear that fan patience has snapped and a line has been crossed. For Celtic's hierarchy, this was not a warning. It was a declaration that organised fan opposition has begun. Now for the main story, as Celtic's board have been told they are forcing Brendan Rodgers out of the club with their recent actions. The Hoops hierarchy have come under increasing pressure over the last few weeks, with supporters furious about the lack of investment in the squad. Football Insider revealed last week that Rodgers could quit his role as manager of the Glasgow Giants as a result of a lack of support from the board. Aberdeen's former chief Keith Wyness, who served as CEO at Pittodrie between 2000 and 2004, had lengthy spells as the chief of Everton and Aston Villa, and now runs a football consultancy advising elite clubs, believes that the Scot will jump at the first opportunity to leave the Scottish club. Celtic board have no defence now. Speaking on the new edition of Football Insider's Inside Track podcast, Wyness insisted that the board has no defence for not helping Rodgers strengthen his squad. This summer, Celtic spent just £13 million on new signings before they were promptly knocked out of the Champions League at the playoff stage. Wyness added that the whole situation has been a disaster and that Rodgers is now fed up. He said, "I can see Brendan throwing in the towel. I think when we get to the first round of sackings in the Premier League, Brendan may be a candidate to come back in, or even at the top of the Championship. I'd expect to see him making a move. I think he's fed up with the way the board has been doing things." There was a statement from the board this week from Celtic, which left fans just shaking their heads. And it left me shaking my head. It just made no sense. Basically, they're trying to defend themselves for not spending money, but there is no defence for not helping Brendan strengthen the squad. They've seen a disaster in the Champions League. They've got the money, we know that, and they have not strengthened appropriately. And it isn't all about PSR, it's just about the board being reluctant. In other news, Kilmarnock summer signing Janeiro Daniels says his side are ready to test themselves against Celtic this weekend and believes the Rugby Park outfit can take advantage of the turmoil surrounding the champions. The Hoops return to league duty on Sunday with a trip to Ayrshire, still unbeaten domestically and yet to concede a Premiership goal. Kasper Schmeichel has been between the posts for that run and has carried his clean sheet form into the international Brill with Denmark. But Daniels insists Killy won't be overawed by Celtic's record. It's not only Celtic and Rangers, they are obviously big teams, but we are also a big team and we can show them what we're about. and that's what we're going to do on Saturday, said the forward. Obviously, Celtic is a big club, big history, and we're kind of like the underdogs, but we take that and we will show them what we're about. We're doing good, we have a good team, we have good team spirit, and I think that's what it's all about. Celtic is not really in a good place right now, and we will take advantage of that. Daniels joined Kilmarnock this summer, looking to establish himself in the Scottish game, and a standout display against the champions would certainly accelerate that process. The match comes against a backdrop of fan unrest, boardroom pressure, and continued questions about Brendan Rodgers' future. There is expected to be a fan protest from the away end on Sunday. At the fan meeting last night, Celtic fan groups discussed the possibility of a late entry to the match, with possibly banners occupying the empty stand. While the team's defensive record has been flawless in the league so far, Kilmarnock will be aiming to exploit any cracks in confidence off the pitch to make their own mark on Sunday. In other news, Celtic's chaotic approach to the summer transfer window has come under fresh criticism, with the collapse of their Kasper Dolberg pursuit labelled embarrassing. The Danish striker looked set to become a deadline day arrival at Celtic Park, only for Ajax to enter the race late on. Once the Dutch giants made their move, there was little chance of the Hoops competing, and Dolberg ultimately returned to his former club. But Celtic should have known to act quickly if they really wanted to secure the signing. It was an open secret that Ajax were going to make a move, but of course, as the Celtic board told us, it's not their fault for the incompetence in this transfer. It's other clubs, the media, agents, and anyone else who could be blamed but them. Journalist David Friel told Go Ballistic that Celtic's strategy left them badly exposed. Kasper Dolberg is a prime example. Speaking to people in Belgium, it was an open secret that Ajax were going to come in for him, Friel explained. And I know everybody's saying, oh, this domino effect, etc., etc. I don't for a minute think that Sunderland, after Mark Guehi gets recalled by Chelsea, suddenly think we'll just go and spend £25 million on Brian Brobby from Ajax. A deal like that is weeks, months in the making. For Celtic to put all their eggs in one basket with Kasper Dolberg and not get it over the line was embarrassing in the end. And listen, the player can only come if he wants to, right? I get that, and players' deals fall down. But you don't have a plan B, you don't have a plan C, and you end up scrambling about trying to get free agents the day after. But then you put out statements saying, oh, it's not really our fault, it's just excuses. You can understand why fans are thinking, what is happening with the recruitment? What is going on with the process? Celtic's failure to land Dolberg was symptomatic of a window where key positions were left unfilled. Nicholas Kuhn, Adam Ida and Kyogo have all departed this year without direct replacements, while late moves for targets collapsed or never materialised. Instead, the club ended the window scrambling in the free agent market, with Kelechi Iheanacho arriving to mixed reviews after years of patchy form. At this present time, with no disrespect to him, he can't even be considered a replacement for Adam Ida's 20 goals last season. The Dolberg episode has come to symbolise the lack of preparation and planning that defined the summer. And with fan anger at the boardroom level intensifying, the fallout from a disastrous window shows no sign of easing. What do you think of what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comment section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.